Hello, and welcome to something, not new, but also kinda new, you feel me? Basically, I've been talking over gameplay for a while, and I'm gonna do it again. So, that's nothing new, but it'll be gameplay of a game I've not yet shown on this channel, that being Stardew Valley. I recorded my first 2 days in Pelican Town, but I decided that I should split up the recording into 2 separate episodes, because one 20-minute episode is way less appealing than 2 10-minute episodes. Anyway, now that I've gotten my seeds, done my settings configuration, and I'm heading on to the greater town, I really want to talk about this game. It is such a great game. I have a save file on my Nintendo Switch that is up to about year 4, and I've done so much. Other than all the labor and chores, I've grown my relationships with so many people, but most importantly, I've befriended Linus, Demetrius, and Marnie, and married the best girl, Abigail. Oh, I also had a kid with her. Took her until the end of fall to ask, even though I'd had the nursery room for 2 seasons by that point, so she definitely waited until she was sure. I mean, that is a good thing, but yeah, I thought the RNG would bless me quicker than that. Anyway, after playing until about fall year 2 in my Switch file, I decided to get the game on my laptop, which runs it very smoothly, but I still haven't optimized OBS to make it where the game doesn't look choppy, as you can clearly see. It's not a big issue to me right now. I never prided myself on video quality, but I mean, from the start, I made videos of unedited, boring Minecraft gameplay with no commentary, so clearly YouTube isn't my strong suit. Though, if you watch my last video at the time of this script being written, Xram, a retrospective, you'd know I've definitely improved since the days of Minecraft and recording my TV from my phone using a shitty tripod. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched that video, you should, and if you have, you should watch it again. But I digress, I'm here to talk about Stardew Valley. So basically the story is you're moving to the valley. You've inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. That's what the game's official page says anyway, but the game goes so much deeper than that. I guess spoiler warning from here on, but I mean, I don't really think that you'd watch a video about a game not expecting spoilers. Anyway, from what I played, your grandpa gives you a letter and says, "Her grandkid, here, take this letter, open it when life kicks your ass." Blarg, dying noise. And then you just leave him to perish, I guess, and go to your work, your boring office job at Jojicor, which is basically every big corporation. It's the Coca-Cola company, Amazon without the delivery aspect, and Walmart. Its branding is very Amazon, with its ideals, and probably has its factory workers also pissing in bottles. It sells soda, so Coke, and it's got a grocery store chain around various locations, I think. Well, it has one in Pelican Town anyway. Oh, speaking of Pelican Town, while in your office job, you get bored and get sick of the smell of the rotting corpse of your coworker, so you pull out the letter to find its deed to a small farmhouse somewhere out in the valley. So you pack your stuff, tell your boss to shove it, and get on a bus to Stardew Valley's Pelican Town. You arrive, are greeted by a ginger and mayor back in my day. They do some unimportant stuff, you sleep, next day. Well, I guess you just saw that. You wake up, seeds, zoom out because the screen is always too zoomed in at first, and do what I'm doing, I guess. If I continue this series, you'll just see what happens. But much later on in my first file, I unlocked the desert, which is what the broken down bus by the player's house goes to. In the desert, there's a lady who trades things for other things, but accepts stones or something, as opposed to, the good old US dollar. Well, actually it's gold, but, same thing. There's another lady who wears this beautiful blue, thing. I think it's a dress, I can't really tell, but it looks like tentacles, so that's funny. Anyway, she sells stuff too, just like Pierre, but she sells different things, which include seeds like cactus, rhubarb, starfruit, beet, along with decoration and crop enhancers. She's cool, but I don't see her as often because I always go to the desert equivalent of the mines, Skull Cavern, whenever I do visit Calico, which is the name of the desert. That whole place is really cool, and recently I unlocked the ability to repair the ship of Willy, who you'll see in the next episode, since he's currently out on a fishing trip. Anyway, I can repair his old boat, and he'll let me go to this really big place called Ginger Island, which of course I haven't been to yet, but I've heard is very cool. Oh, also, the mines. I don't go in there in this video, but basically it's a 120 floor dungeon where I can mine for ore in like 4 environments. Regular cave, dark, icy, and fire. You'll probably not see it for a while though, given I don't go to it next episode either. Anyway, I've noticed that only 0.8% of my viewers are actually... Nah, I'm kidding. But hey, now I've got my bad joke per video quota filled. So there's this thing called the community center, and I unlock it later in the game, but it's basically this rundown building with the broken clock. I think I passed it earlier, and essentially its deal is you gotta repair it by gathering items through foraging, growing crops, harvesting products from livestock, or, in the case of the vault area, just paying money. There's also another way you can do the community center, but it completely sucks the fun out of the game and just makes you grind for money. So seeing as you're young and vulnerable, Morris, the guy who runs the Joja Mart down the way, offers you a Joja membership, but Morris says if he gets one more member, the mayor will let him turn the abandoned community center into a Joja warehouse. I genuinely hate this option, and my favorite Twitch streamer also says it's a bad decision, and I have to agree with them. Speaking of them, a link to their Discord is in the description, along with the Hyperlinked server, as always. Anyway, if you take the membership, Morris will let you pay for community upgrades, so instead of working hard to make your community the best it can be, you can just suck all the life out of it, becoming a Joja employee, and care only about the money. They don't even provide bottles to piss in. Yeah, the Joja route sucks absolute balls, and makes you a lifeless shill instead of a valued member of the community. Anyway, so upgrading the community center, or paying for the warehouse, will let you do various things you couldn't do before, like go panning for ore, or go to the quarry east of the mines, stuff like that. Fully upgrading the community center will cause Morris to go out of business, and the Joja Mart will also go out of business. So that's honestly, I think, the best ending. And on a random night, the Joja Mart's boarded doors will explode, and you're supposed to go investigate, and when you do, there's one last set of items you need to gather to truly complete every bundle, which are what the community upgrade groups of items are called. Once you complete this bundle, which I haven't, you unlock a movie theater. If you went Joja, buying every Joja upgrade will give you the option to buy a movie theater, so not as cool. On a related note, I'm excited for when and if update 1.6 drops, because I really want to see if we'll have any further Joja interactions, like possibly having some coworkers from your office job hearing about all the cool things you're doing and coming over and maybe needing help integrating into a small town life like you in Pelican Town, which is actually more of a Pelican village, so that'd be even harder to adjust to. But then you get to introduce them to all your friends and stuff, and they become regular everyday villagers by the time you're, through with them. That would be awesome, but it's probably unlikely anytime soon. Plus, 1.6 can't really come out until 1.5 gets put into mobile, which by the time I'm recording this, it's not in the mobile version of Stardew Valley yet. Oh, speaking of that, I'm aiming to own every version of Stardew Valley that I can. I have it on Switch, here obviously, and mobile. I'm aiming to get it for Xbox and PlayStation, so I will collect the 6 Infinity Valleys, and I will become the ultimate Stardew Valley player, because the developer deserves the financial support. Anyway, so the first day in the game sometimes goes really slow, but the rest of the game makes up for it with the fact that almost every day you have stuff to do, like pet your barn animals, which I've been told to stave off from getting the farm animals until year 2, but on my first file I did at fall year 1, which turned out to be very good for me actually. Those chickens provided a lot of financial help that I needed because I couldn't really plant stuff in the winter because, it's the winter. Anyway, I'm really sorry that the video quality is so bad. I'll figure out a way to fix it. I would never really want to let down my fans like this again. Of course, it'll have to be fixed in a few episodes because I already pre-recorded 3 more in advance, just in case this video is received well, so yeah. Again, anyway, I would like to make things more interactive for my fans, so I may start posting Stardew Valley related content on some social media that isn't Twitter, obviously. I might do tier lists, fun facts, main save updates, and stuff like that. so be sure to keep updated with the channel and turn notifications on so you know when/if I do that. Yeah, right, back to like actual Stardew related stuff. I really think this game is neat and cool, and I for sure would recommend it to anyone. And I'm so excited for Concerned Apes, that's the developer. This is a new haunted haunted chocolate thing upcoming project. I think that looks really cool. And speaking of me recommending Stardew Valley, I really think you should give it a try if you haven't already. And the great part about the PC release is that mods are abundant, so you'll probably almost never grow tired of the game if you get it on Steam. But yeah, as this video comes to a close, I'd like to ask you to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, it helps out a lot, and comment if you'd like to see more episodes to the Stardew Valley series. Of course, you can also find me semi-active in the Stardew Valley Discord. Just shoot me a ping at Xram and I'll definitely talk to you, because I love interacting with fans. And of course, you'll probably not confuse me with anyone else, because as far as I know, Xram is a pretty unique username. Also, be sure to join the Hyperlinked Discord server and the Discord server of the streamer I linked down below, and read the Hyperlinked comic on Webtoon. Goodbye!